This slide really details a little bit about the risk assessment strategies as proposed by ICH Q9. It details that the evaluation of risk to quality should be based on scientific knowledge and ultimately be linked to the protection of the patient. And the level of effort that's required should be comparable to the level of risk. Many of the extractables that we obtained in these studies were well below like 1 ppm. So the amounts, once you know their amounts in micrograms per centimeter squared, and that can be used to calculate the amount of extractables likely in the process volumes. And if we know what the final drug dose is, then it's possible to calculate what the actual risk to the patient would be from the level of extractables that we found. So, putting these values into context, if we had a product A that was being transferred in using a single-use assembly that contained a silicon tube of a known surface area, that had connectors of a known surface area, that had gaskets of a known surface area, we know the production volume or the batch volume of that product, then it is possible to calculate what eventually the extractables may be in that final process volume. So I highlighted in my presentation, knowledge of the extractables profile and knowledge of how much can come out of a particular material or even in a final drug product. And by having those calculations, we can use approaches such as looking at permitted daily exposure limits on certain compounds if they're available within the literature. We can use in silico assessments. Again, if you can partner with a toxicological firm, they can run those kind of assessments for you. And again, that will give us a great idea on whether these compounds are of a safety concern or not. There's a lot of information out there in the literature about chemicals in general, and there are a lot of approaches with regards to even unknown chemicals and how you would evaluate an unknown chemical using a threshold of toxicological concern approach. And this is an approach that's very well detailed in ICH M7 and also detailed by the EMEA and FDA on how to risk assess unknown impurities.